Good morning, third grade. I hope you are doing good today. So today is Monday, March 30th, and I am recording your video for tomorrow's schedule for Tuesday, March 31st. I can't believe March is almost done already. But I hope your first day of online distant learning went really good. I was getting a lot of really good questions and good emails, and I'm glad to see I just signed on to Clever so I could check your iReady, and I signed on to iExcel, and you guys are rocking it. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so hopefully you're ready to dive into tomorrow's schedule. So here we go. So I'm going to go little again in the corner. And again, we are going to go to our school website. So we're going to go to our school website. Hopefully this was pretty easy for you guys to all find yesterday. I hope so. We tried to make it pretty easy. But again, we're just going to walk through this and it should be popping up here in a minute. So we're going to go to grade 3. Alrighty, and here we go. So you completed yesterday's. Now we are on to Tuesday, March 31st. And the reason that I want to explain some of this today, some of this is going to look a little bit different. So you are not going to be doing an iReady lesson today. You are still going to be doing your multiplication and division facts for 10 to 15 minutes. But for reading today, you're going to be doing something a little bit different. And it says fluency. Record yourself reading a book. Focus on your fluency. Use Flipgrid or a video camera. Have your parents send the video to your teacher on Class Dojo. So third grade, we don't have Flipgrid in our classroom. Some of the other third grades do. So you are just going to be with the video or the camera. Okay, so what that means is you're going to find a book and you want to find any type of book. Okay, and then what you are going to do is you're going to set a timer on your phone for 1 minute. And you can have a parent do this. You can do the stopwatch for a minute, or you can even go to the timer and just set it for 1 minute. Either one of those options is okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to actually read for that whole minute, okay? I really want you guys to focus on your punctuation, if someone is talking, so remember if you see those quotation marks as you are reading, that means a character is talking. So are you reading with expression? Are you pausing at punctuation? But you are going to read for 1 minute, okay? And then once the timer goes off, so let's say I read all the way down here to sharpener, okay? And that 1 minute, that's how many words I read. What I am going to do now is I'm going to count up how many words I read. So I'm going to count all the way from the beginning down to sharpener. So that's 1, 2, 3, 62, okay? 62 words would have been what I had read. So what I am going to do is then at the end of the 1 minute, I want to write down that because I am going to be doing fluency again on Thursday and I want to try to beat that score of 62. Okay, now because you're being timed, I don't want you to rush through this. I don't want you to read as fast as you can. That's not the point. The point of this is to work on A, how many words in a minute you can get, but also, are you reading correctly? Are you pausing at that punctuation? Are you reading with expression? If there is words, are you skipping over them? Are you pausing? Are you sounding them out? Using those reading strategies. So for reading today, that's what you're doing, okay? You are just going to record yourself reading, okay? And because you're doing a recording, it doesn't necessarily need to be a video. It can just be the sound. I don't need to see you actually reading it. I just want to hear you reading so that as I'm listening to it, I can give you some feedback. So don't forget if you see a question mark, are you kind of saying it with a tone like, how are you today? You're reading with that expression, but that is what you are doing today for your reading. It is only 1 minute. So what I would like you guys to also do is just continue reading for that 20 minutes. Now, when you read on Thursday, okay, because you can see your fluency is on here twice, you want to reread that same portion today. So for example, Today, I read the first page of my story. I read down to the sentence of, then some of them formed a line at the pencil sharpener. So I read down to that line. Now, when I read on Thursday, I'm going to reread this same section. All right. I'm not going to start from where I currently am in this story. I'm just going to reread what I had already read on Tuesday, because what that means is you've already seen these words. So you should have some schema, some background knowledge. So you should be able to read more. Okay. That's why it's important that you write down your score and that you also record yourself. So that way you remember what you actually had read today. Okay, so then you're going to just read for 20 minutes. So either one of these, the online and the offline, are pretty much the same. You're just reading for 20 minutes and you are doing your fluency. Okay, then we are on writing your letter to me. Today is Tuesday, so you're going to revise and edit your writing. So yesterday you guys saw my draft, and today you guys are going to see my editing marks that I did on my draft. Okay, so as you can see, this is my draft. It's my sloppy copy, and I went through with a different colored pen, so it made it a little bit easier. Anytime I needed to have a capital letter, I put those 3 lines. You see this pretty much every day when we do morning work because we're missing a lot of capital letters. When I am writing a letter to someone, don't forget that you need to have the dear be capitalized, but also the name. So because I'm writing dear 3rd graders, I also needed to capitalize the G in graders because it's going to be that proper noun because I'm addressing you guys. Okay. The next sign that I did is over here. This is that paragraph sign. Anytime I have a new paragraph, I should indent. So that's when I have those the 3 finger spaces, and I forgot to do this on here. So I put the P with a line through it to show that, Miss Garten, when you're writing your next draft, you need to indent. Then I went through and you can see some of the spelling mistakes that I made. I circled the word that I spelled wrong and I put the correct spelling above it. If you do not know how to spell the word, so if I get down here and I get to the word friends and I'm like, oh, I don't remember how to spell the word friends, just circle it. Just circle it to show the spelling doesn't look right to me, but I don't know exactly how to spell it. And you can just leave this blank up here if you don't know how to spell it. Because when you go to your next draft that you will write tomorrow, when you go to that next draft, you're going to have a parent help you edit your writing. And that's a really cool opportunity because then you can say, you know what, Mom and Dad, I know I spelled this word wrong, but I don't exactly know how to spell it. Okay, so I went through and I did all of my editing marks. So I didn't capitalize I. Anytime I say I, it's a proper noun. It's that pronoun. You're addressing yourself. It has to be a capital. When I wrote Diesel's name, he's a proper noun. It's his name. I need to capitalize it. I know this looks kind of confusing. That's a comma. I know even as I look at it, it looks like a period, but it's a comma. So I capitalized those, put my 3 lines underneath. As you can see, I continued with the different colors as I was working through this. Okay. My capitals, my spelling. Down here, I said I am, but that is actually a contraction. So I had to put those 2 together to put I'm. Then on my next page, I only had 1 mistake over here. So today, all you're doing is you are filling this in and you are doing your editing marks, okay? You don't need to write your second draft. You're just editing your writing. And this only took me a couple minutes because tomorrow I will be writing my second draft. Okay, so that is for your writing assignment. Then I scroll down and under math, it's going a lot quicker today. Again, you can click this and you are going to do 1 iReady math lesson. And then after you do your iReady math lesson, you're going to go on to iExcel. So if I click the iExcel link, remember if it is underlined, it should take you directly to the link. So I'm going to sign into my account. This week is all fractions. Look at this already. 72,000 questions have been answered. Scroll down. As I see, there's already 7 of you online right now. You can see some of the graphs down here. This is awesome. Some people are already answering over 100 questions. Look at that, third grade. That is awesome. But right now, as I'm looking at this, you guys are getting your work done. I love seeing that. I have 7 students on IXL, and you can see that it's clicking up. These numbers are getting bigger. So 72,024 questions have been answered. Wonderful job, third grade. Okay, so my distance plans told me that I need to reopen this because I forgot. W3. So I go to IXL, I go to learning. I'm already on math. Scroll down to third grade. W3. So yesterday you did W2, today you are doing W3. This one is very similar to what you saw yesterday, but there's a trick on here that I want you guys to see. Don't forget when you see this example up here, learn with an example. If you come to a question, you're like, you know what, Ms. Garten, this is really hard for me. Click that learn with an example because remember, it gives you the way to solve it. It gives you the question and actually the solution. Third grade, this is a great tool for you to be able to use so that you can complete this independently. So if I forgot, I can always click that. Now, some of them don't have that learn with an example, which is okay, but on today's you do. So use the rectangle to complete the sentences below. This rectangle has blank equal parts. So this looks like an array to me. I have 4 columns and 2 rows. I can do 4 times 2, which is 8, or I can count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is 8 equal parts. Each part is, so if I were to shade in one of these parts, what fraction would that be? That would be one of them, which is shaded, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out of 8. Remember, denominator down, okay? And then I will submit that, and there we go. So this is going to be your math lesson for today on IXL. The next thing that I want to look at is your word problem of the day. And this one's going to be a little bit different because this is comparing fractions. Okay, so order these fractions from least to greatest: 1/8, 1/3, 1/2, 1/4. The number 2, 3/6, 3/5, 3/4, 3/8. Then make your own. Make some fraction number cards from 1/8 to 1 whole. Okay, pick up 4 cards, order your numbers from least to greatest. Hint, draw an area model or use a measuring cup. So third grade, I actually brought in to show you guys. You guys may have this at your house, I'm sure you do. These are just measuring cups. I use these with baking. I made cookies yesterday and I actually used these. So on mine, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Oh, perfect. You can see that this is a 1/4 cup or 1/4 of a cup. Okay, then I have a 1/3 of a cup. Then I have my 1/2 cup. And then I have 1 whole cup. All right, so these are measuring cups. You may have these in your house, and this can be a tool that you use to help you. So if I were to look at the 4 of my measuring cups that I have, and I want to think about the one that holds the least amount, I'm going to think about the smallest one of these. Okay, it's the least. If I were to fill this with water, this would hold the least amount of water versus the greatest amount of water, which would be the whole cup. Okay, so you're just going to put them in order from least to greatest. So if I were to put these in order right now, third grade, my least would be my 1/4 cup or my 1/4. Then my next one would be my 1/3 of a cup. You can kind of see. We'll see if I can balance them all. Then, so I have 1/4 or a 1/4 cup. Then I have 1/3. Then my next one would be 1/2. And you can see that these are getting bigger and also that they're a little bit taller. Okay, so this would be the way it's listed. And then my last one would be my whole cup. Okay, so that would be how I would list them in order from least to greatest. If you don't have these, create a fraction model. So for example, I have my handy dandy whiteboard. Let's say that I don't remember, but I'm going to draw as best as I can circles to help me figure it out. Okay, so these are each 1 whole. If I wanted to figure out this, what fraction would this be? Okay, this would be 1/2. Okay, This next one, let's do fourths. Okay, so which one of those is bigger? As I look through this, would you rather have half a pie or pizza? Pizza sounds good. Would you rather have half a pizza or would you rather have a fourth of a pizza? Now you want to look at what's shaded in. And then this next one over here, let's do, I know it's not perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My denominator down is 8, and I'm going to shade in one of those pieces. Okay, so I have all of my different fractions listed up here. So if I were to put these in order from least to greatest, I would start with my least amount, which would be 1/8. Okay, and I'm listing things, so I'm going to put my comma. Then my next one, which is 1/4. And then my largest one, which is 1/2. So third grade, when you see on there that it says draw an area model, this is an example. You don't have to use circles. You could use squares. You could use rectangles, but you just want to make sure that they are as close to the same size as possible for you in order to do this. Okay, so that is the math skill for today if you are offline. Remember, if you have computer access and you want to do this as well, you can. All right, so let's get back to our schedule. So that is right here. You're comparing fractions. For this next part, you're going to make your own. All right. And then your last thing that you are doing today, because yesterday we did science, today we're doing social studies. All right. I got that coffee again. All right. So for social studies, what we are doing today is it is another iExcel, and it is social studies. So we're going to go to our iExcel website, go to learning, go to grade 3, and up here at the top, we're going to click social studies. Okay. And my distance learning plan said that I was doing D19, which is Martin Luther King Jr. So I'm going to go to D, all of these historical figures, and do D19, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, then it's going to pull up. Oh, I had already started this because I always check all these before I send them to you. So where in the United States did Martin Luther King Jr. grow up? So we want to think about back to when we were learning all about Martin Luther King Jr. and where was segregation going on. So he was from the South. Okay, so that is what you are doing today for social studies. If you have if you are online. If you are not online, your assignment is on citizenship. So it is important to be active citizens and contribute to your household and community. Complete a chore around your house and take a picture of yourself doing it. So you can do this every day. Mom and dad, this is a great opportunity that kids can help around the house, whether it's cleaning. This weekend, I mowed the backyard, unloaded the dishwasher, any of the chores, anything that you can do around the house to help is making you an active citizen. So I am super excited. Today's video is a little bit shorter. Hopefully this helped. But I hope you guys all are having a great first day, and I hope tomorrow goes great as well. If you need me for any reasons, feel free to call, feel free to text me, message me on Class Dojo. I'm available to you guys all day, just like a normal learning day. So keep up the good work. And today I'm also going to be posting Chapter 1 of the School Skeleton. So be on the lookout for that, third grade. I can't wait to see you all soon, and have a great day.